Logan Paul is done with the WWE because he, in 2025, has to face off against Conor McGregor in a boxing match in India, and he's going to get a payday of $250 million. This is all but confirmed. You look at ESPN and what they said, and they quoted Mr. McGregor here. He said, I am in the preliminary, it's a difficult word for me to pronounce, preliminary, there you go, agreements with the Ambani family to face Logan Paul in a boxing exhibition in India. I have agreed. I will then seek my return to the octagon. So we don't have an exact word if Logan Paul agreed to this, if this match is going to happen 100%, but I feel like it's a 90% because what's on the line here is, a small amount of $500 million. So it's going to be a pretty good payday for both of the fighters. And if Mike Tyson can basically ruin his legacy for whatever it's worth, right, for a couple of $1,000,000, a couple of $100 million, then Conor McGregor and especially Logan Paul will do that with their eyes closed. And it's kind of funny how Conor is saying, I'll be back to MMA. From what I've seen of him recently with the interviews and the way he acts and the way he seems to be really addicted to snow, I guess. I don't know if I can put it in any other way. I just don't, it's sad to see, number one. Number two, I just don't see it happening. Conor McGregor has a bigger chance appearing in the WWE, becoming a WWE champion or doing a match in the WWE than ever going back to MMA or, to be more specific, to the UFC. But Dana likes money, right? So if the situation calls for it, I guess it will happen. But the way Conor is right now, again, I just don't see it happening. Logan Paul, though, him leaving the WWE, I think it's done. He's going to be in the Netflix show maybe one way or another. The obvious narrative here is that Logan, if he is going to do this fight, he cannot risk being injured. No way. So he needs to train properly. So again, you can't just do WWE stuff until this fight comes close. And then, you really get serious about this. Now, you got to get serious about this fight and start training right now. That's obviously a problem. Logan Paul was saying up until recently that he was going to retire. He was done with the WWE, but some people took it as gospel. I thought he was working us, which is exactly what happened. During the Netflix press conference, he came out. I mean, he said he likes this business, which again, how much you can trust Logan Paul? Not at all, actually, but regardless, he was definitely somewhat ambitious for whatever reason about the WWE. He said he wanted to become an actual WWE champion, the WWE champion, right? After becoming the United States champion. He had some hefty goals, and the way he talked about the Netflix move was he's basically in love with it. And why wouldn't he be, right? It's basically what WWE is doing with Netflix is right now the biggest thing that they've done potentially ever since the Attitude Era. The amount of eyes that they're going to have for their first show is going to be like nothing else. And so why wouldn't anyone want to be a part of that first ever show at least? And then you got, the road to WrestleMania happening. Before these news, I thought for sure that not only are we going to see him in the first Netflix show, but we're going to see him kind of regularly. And we're going to see him by the time WrestleMania rolls around as well. He might even have a match at WrestleMania. But after these news, I think he will still appear in some way, shape, or form, do something in the first ever Netflix show. Again, it's just too big of a platform to get seen, right? That nobody would want to miss that, including Logan Paul. But then after that, he's got to prepare for this fight. And he's not fighting for free. $250 million is good enough reason, and a whole bunch of publicity is good enough reason for him to put aside everything that he has with the WWE, outside of WWE as well. It's not like he's going to do this fight and then he's done forever physically. No, he can easily come back, and whatever aspirations he had within the WWE, he can pick them up like nothing happened and continue, I feel like. Because Logan Paul, for all the criticism you can give him, doesn't seem like he's going to lose its popularity anytime soon. So anytime he wants to walk back into the WWE and do something, Triple H will let him, right? The WWE would be kind of foolish not to let him do it. Pushing aside ethics, which, it's the wrestling business. So I think that's all I need to say about that. Logan Paul is a great entertainer. I think he's a perfect fit to be a professional wrestler because Wrestling is just not doing moves in the ring. You got to have a reason for it. You got to sell yourself. You got to be able to talk. You got to make people react to you in some way, shape, or form. And Logan Paul has been doing it to an unhealthy degree ever since he was like an embryo. You combine that with his actual athletic ability and legit skill and background in wrestling, amateur wrestling, that is, and you get a recipe for a great professional wrestler. I mean, a lot of people consistently get surprised about what Logan Paul does in the ring and outside of the ring as well. I don't, because, we had this background information on him anyways before he came into the WWE and did his thing. So I'm not surprised for the things that he's able to do, especially because he's really protected. He has way more freedom than, say, a wrestler, a journeyman that was wrestling for 20 years, because they're not as popular as Logan Paul. They're not going to bring as much money or as many new eyes as Logan Paul into the company, which is unfair, but it is a fact. But that's what makes him feel special, because without the WWE, Logan Paul will still be a giant. He'll still make tons of money. He'll still be Logan Paul. He'll still be a star. Not many other wrestlers can say that, and those wrestlers are like 1% of the entire wrestling business as well. So yeah, it's a crazy business. But even after, let's say he took like 3 years of absence from any type of sports and physical like activity, maybe 3 years is too much, but this fight will not hurt him in the least. He's gonna make a lot of money. McGregor is not a boxer, so the match is probably going to suck as well. It's not gonna be crazy. We might not even get a knockout. And after he does this match, again, whether it's good or bad, it's going to be talked about, just like how Jake Paul and Mike Tyson was talked about. Why wouldn't WWE want to capitalize on that? They would want him even more. So I feel like he's completely safe no matter what he does. Like, he could basically write off WWE and then come back a year later after he's done the fight and do whatever again. But man, enough about Logan Paul. If that's the part you care about, then you can click off this video. I'm gonna talk about this channel and myself a little bit. It's a conversation we need to have just, for a short while. Might even make a separate video on this, but yeah. I love doing YouTube, and I feel like for the rest of my life, I will do something similar to this, whether we have YouTube 10 years later or we have a different platform. I'll always create something and put what I think out there because it just creatively fulfills me. Again, what kind of form or what platform it'll be on, I have no idea. But I really like doing this. Recently though, I've been off of YouTube doing absolutely nothing on social media besides consuming. Maybe for the longest ever in over a decade. I've, have a full-time job and like I'm working out and all the other bullshit is way more than enough. I live alone, so the house chores and stuff like that have really completely destroyed any type of time or energy I have for making YouTube videos. If you look at my channel last year, Jesus, I was going crazy with the editing, the thumbnails, the production quality, videos every day. It was absolutely insane. I don't know if I can ever get back to that. This might be my last ever video as well. I don't know. I want to be more consistent, at least make a video every day or every couple of days at least. But like I said, with my current schedule, it's really, really tough. So I'm not making any promises. This channel from now on, Carol Valentine, will focus completely on wrestling. I might revert this decision later on. We'll see. But it's going to be videos like this, videos about wrestling games, especially when 2K25 is coming out, and a whole bunch of everything about wrestling. And then I'm planning on making another channel. I have the concept and the name and everything on mine. It'll take a while until I create that channel. And that's going to be like everything else. Anime, games, basically everything else that I'm interested in that is besides wrestling. Because I feel like my channel, if you look at it, is extremely confusing and very unfocused. And when I put myself in your shoes as a subscriber, like if you come here for professional wrestling, you're more than likely are not going to be interested in many of the other stuff that I'm making. And so when you see that on your sub box or like when you look at my channel, it just doesn't, make for a great presentation. And I like having a nice presentation at the very least, something that looks clean and simple and understandable at the very least. That way, I can focus and not feel guilty about uploading too many professional wrestling videos on here and then uploading a gaming video, right? Like I put all that work into a gaming video, then I feel bad about uploading it on this channel. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. We got Kenny Baum over here, basically killing it with every type of game and every type of content. So there is a way you can do it. That's why I'm saying this decision isn't permanent, because opening a new channel in 2024, it's going to be 2025. really soon. It's just a crazy freaking move, but I want to do it. I want to do it. And somehow work around this crazy schedule to upload consistently, even if I'm not uploading like crazy like I used to last year, or the quality isn't that high. I'll find a way to keep uploading and also not be so negative. That's what I found out last year, like especially towards the end, before I took a break. Like everything is just so skewed negatively because it's rewarded on social media to be more critical, to be more negative, and that doesn't mean I'm gonna start kissing asses and faking my opinion. Obviously not. But even if I'm criticizing somebody, I want to frame it in a more positive way, because I mean, if I get less views, I get less freaking views. And you, what, like, I've been doing this shit over 10 years and I've been very inconsistent and never had a good plan. And yeah, that's why I haven't grown as much, right, as a normal YouTuber. I mean, I have a channel in Turkish that's like over 30,000 subscribers. If I was smart about it and if I actually like committed, I probably would have gotten over 100,000 and maybe more, many opportunities. I'm still very happy with everything that I'm doing, because like at the very end of the day, even when this channel or my old, Turkish channel was being watched by 10 people, even just the act of recording videos was super entertaining for me. And then getting to see your guys' reaction, it's satisfying, it's nice, it's creatively uplifting for me. I have a full-time job now that pretty confidently, nothing is certain for in life, obviously, but like I don't need YouTube right now as a base of income, right? If I get nothing from YouTube, which again, the reason I got angry and got agitated while I was saying like I've been doing this over 10 years is because I barely gotten anything monetarily off of YouTube. Many people would look at me and what I've done, would probably call me an absolute idiot, I guess, because if I put the amount of time I put into this to anything else, I'd probably be an absolute master, like world class, doing whatever that is by this point in my life. But yeah, like I said, it's fun. And just like hunger and thirst, I kind of need to create something. Everybody does. You do as well. This is just the way I can express myself. I guess that makes me feel good. I'm going to do that now, and I will do it the way I used to without really caring too much about like, oh, I want to have 20 million subscribers. I want to be the best wrestling YouTuber. I want to be the next 2K playmaker or whatever they're called. I even forget. No, man, I just want to be as genuine as possible. I want to be me. And my, I guess, end goal by the end is, if you're coming to this channel, you are coming to hear my take on it, to hear my voice. But yeah, I'll stop here because I could really talk about this for an entire day, believe me. And I feel like I shouldn't talk about it. In fact, I should write down what I want to say right now, because there's a lot of complex thoughts going on about this subject, as you might have guessed. Sorry if I confused you a little bit, but I'm sure you guys understand. Anyhow, that's it for this one. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next video relatively soon. Have a very great New Year's Eve, New Year's party, and an even better 2025.